Hi, humans. It's Zoe London from proverbs, and we are back on to our Bible study. I was not really sure about how I wanted to go forward with the Bible study because of the fact that, I don't know, people were not happy about my clothing and stuff like that. And then I don't like not wearing clothes that I like, right? So I think it's more important that I just keep doing it, then I do it in a way that I'm not really comfortable with. You know what I mean? So we're going to continue on with chapter 3 of the book of Proverbs, and we're doing verses 15 to 20. So we were talking about wisdom before, and we are going to continue talking about wisdom. So in the context of wisdom, which we're personifying as a woman, she's more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Oh, there's much we're going by. Her paths, no, her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She's a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is every one that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down to dew. So, what that basically means, and what I think is the important part of that aspect when we're discussing wisdom, is the fact that wisdom, being wise and behaving in a wise way, it's not going to make your life boring and not exciting and not, beneficial to you in any way, right? I think we do, especially women, we do really hear a lot about how, doing the right thing means doing the right thing for everybody else and the wrong thing for us, right? And a lot of what we hear from, a lot of different organized churches about Christianity, which couldn't be further from the truth, and I think has to do with the fact that a lot of churches in the past and currently have taken advantage of the concept of tithing, right? Where the concept of tithing is that when you belong to a church, you donate 10% or something of your income to the church. That way the church can run itself and it can be a lovely place for everybody that goes to it. And, it can do beneficial community things. But in the concept of a lot of churches where, pastors and especially mega church pastors in the States, right? Where they're like, God said I need to have this private jet, right? They've just taken the concept of tithing and of being a good Christian and of acting in a way that follows Christ, and they've taken it to basically mean that you should allow yourself to be exploited and you should allow yourself to give more than is comfortable for you, so that way other people are able to live extremely extravagantly and are able to basically reap the benefits of your income. And that if you're going to do anything that's remotely enjoyable for you, that in and of itself is sinful, and why should you enjoy anything in your life, really, right? It's something that, as a concept, that was a big reason that I didn't have any interest in organized religion growing up, because I thought that by ascribing, you know what I mean, just following a faith like that in a sort of big three monotheistic way, I thought that that would mean giving up a lot of things that I enjoy in my life, and giving up the ability to actually not feel, guilty about being successful or guilty about enjoying my life and stuff like that. But the thing about wisdom is that when you behave in a wise way and when you actually follow the word of God, it's not martyrdom. Behaving and following and acting with wisdom, it's actually going to make sure that you have an amazing life, right? Again, it's literally talking about how it's more precious than rubies, not because of the fact that you have to forego wealth or financial security in order to attain wisdom. It then says, length of days is in her right hand. So yeah, you'll live a long time, you'll have a good life. And in her left hand, riches and honor. So what it basically says is not you have to choose between financial success or following the word of God, what that actually means is the fact that when you follow the word of God, it's that you're actually going to get a lot more than what rubies are even worth. So I think that's really important. And again, then it says that, the Lord, he founded the earth and established the heavens based on wisdom, right? And, you know, obviously living in earth, it's not like it's good. Obviously, there's a lot of us that we struggle and at varying degrees. I know that I'm extremely blessed to even live in a country where, I don't make $1 a day. I make way more than that, right? But when God created earth, he created it and I also believe in science, but he created everything to be good and to be enjoyable and to be not in a way that causes harm to others or is gross or is going to give you STIs or drug addiction. But you don't have to forego having a fulfilling, enjoying, or enjoyable and exciting life to be wise. In order to follow God, you don't have to give up everything and become a monk. That's people that choose to do that. That is a choice that they make. Sorry, my rabbit's being loud. But wisdom is not, saying no to success. Wisdom is not saying no to being proud of yourself. Don't be proud of yourself in a way where you think that you're the shit and you think that everybody else is below you. That's not that is what hubris is, right? But you're allowed to be proud of yourself and your accomplishments. And you're allowed to walk around without a tremendous amount of guilt, over you all the time, right? That's the point. And ultimately, again, it's just that if you behave in a way that is wise and if you make decisions that are wise, you're going to be able to have a much greater amount of success long term, and you're going to be able to sustain that success long term, and you're going to be able to live with the peace of knowing that you've built a very solid foundation for yourself that isn't going to be, ripped away from you by circumstance, right? So that is basically what verses 15 to 20 in chapter 3 of the book of Proverbs are talking about. And that is what I found very interesting. Okay, I think I'm very grateful. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And yeah, okay, cool. I'll be back next week. Thanks, guys.